everybody. This week I'm making some cuff bracelets in the studio, and I thought you might enjoy seeing how I create a setting to go onto a curved surface. So I'm going to do another cuff. I'm going to do a little bit wider this time, bigger stone, and I'll show you how I go about that. Cuff. So I'm starting with some fine silver that's a little bit heavier than bezel wire, because you really want something to hold its shape while you're sanding. So to get the curve on my bezel, I'm going to take my base bracelet mandrel, lay some double stick tape down, and then put a piece of sandpaper on it. That way it stays firm on there. And then I take a black Sharpie and I run it all along the edge of my bezel. That way as I sand, I'll know when I've totally got the curve. So we've got Sharpie, and then just start slowly going back and forth. And a lot of times I'll put the bracelet up here to kind of see where at on the mandrel I want to hold the bezel. And there you can see the Sharpie's being worn off where I'm sanding, so I won't have the complete curve until I can no longer see the Sharpie. And it does take a while. Real close. I don't know if you can see, there's just a little bit of that Sharpie that's showing up. If you can see, just a slight curve. Since I've put stamping on my cuff, there's going to be a few little spots, especially if I had a stamp that was deep. I tried to find the smoothest surface. And I also, since my cuff isn't perfectly smooth like the mandrel, I laid a little bit of sandpaper on top of that and then rubbed the bezel a couple of times over it, and that helped smooth it up a little bit better to the cuff. So I'm going to solder this up, hold it out of the pickle, and I think the little tiny gaps were small enough that it looks like the solder filled it all up. So do a little cleanup now and polishing. Did some polishing and a patina, and there we have it, a bezel soldered onto a curved surface. And if you have any questions or comments, please leave them down below. I'm happy to answer any questions that I can.